welcome
Suzuza. Arise for Ghana, oppression of the land, forward and seek your future, development our God, from vision to victory, the end is surely, able democrat, Ghana, our strength in unity. From vision to victory, the end is.
Nuchuga to give us the opening prayer. Can we welcome her with a big hand of applause? Madam, you are welcome. Let's continue to welcome her. Yeah.
Akpena mau. Tuenye. Akpe dada. Tuenye. Akpe dada. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Mau jipopo anigbawala. Mau sogbolisa. Mau adanwoto wasiwofo. Mi yo lendi ndoga fofoyama. Mau nye klefianya mi da kpano da agban kakeyata. Afi nkakeya na vaje jile agban kakeyade. Ele nyanye no mau deka. Afi ovaji jile egbele hodue am. Yehowa mi da kpano mi kafo mi subo mi do reji. Mi da kpano bone klomi ato adukulala chojiji pakpa kuipopo hla dukogodo. Akplontimo chotapo kakakavado fia masanya vodako. Mau mi be akpano. Yehowa mi be akpano. Mi gako wanaji igala fia gomajeja. Aji yi planu opo jojo la fia koglelo magba balasime Yehowa to popo han na jo ma obande sia de kemia wade mi awo waje fia oto aja ga oto ma onya klofia nya mi nya ba modo otoku mi o asia klo bubu ofu mi bi oto vie de la Yesu Kristo pam koma akpana obana du jinami amen.
Madam, thank you for that powerful prayer. Your Excellency, we have invited labor and professional groupings, artisans here this afternoon. I would like to introduce the various groups that are here. And I would like to urge the leaders and the reps from the various groups to keep standing and wave us. We have the labor and professional groups, nurses and midwives are all here. Can we see you? We have Ghana National Association of Teachers, NAT is here. We have NAGRAT with us. We have market leaders. We have Ghana Association of Beauticians. Who? Can we see you, please? We also have National Association of Beauticians. Who? We have honorable assembly members here. We have our hard-working tailors and dressmakers association in this hall. We have our PWDs, our brothers and sisters. We have carpenters, we have masons, tile layers, and all the other groups that we can think of. We also have our royals of NDC, VODA. Then the executives and members of the National Democratic Congress from various constituencies. This afternoon's program is going to be a very short one. And so, without much ado, I would like to invite our own MP, all the votes, the MP for Ho Central and the parliamentary candidate for Ho Central in the person of Honorable Benjamin Komala Bodo to introduce to us His Excellency, the former President of the Republic of Ghana, the flag bearer, and our incoming President. Thank you.
Eyezu, MFA, Nyam. I have a small but very important job to do here to introduce to you our flag bearer and our leader. But I just want to add two or three people who have accompanied him. We have the campaign director, Professor Joshua Alabi, here. We have Honorable Kofi Atto, my predecessor, MP for Ho Central. And we have the regional chairman, action man, Honorable Henry Ametepe. We have Honorable Sylvester Mensah here, and also our regional secretary. We are all aware that the National Democratic Congress has selected a very well-known man to be our flag bearer. Today he is here to address us. He is in the person of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Straight. Hey, attend you.
That's all right.
Thank you. Thank you very much. My brothers and sisters, I thank you very much and warmly welcome you to this brief interaction. I thank you very much for your kind acceptance of our invitation to join us today As you are aware, the National Democratic Congress, as a major stakeholder in the development and effective management of our country, is gearing up strongly for the December 2020 elections. This afternoon's engagement is an opportunity for us to sell our message and re-emphasize what we, the NDC, and myself, John Dramani Mahama, as the leader, will do to reposition our beloved country on the path of prosperity. I must say, though, that it is always exciting coming through the gates of the Ho Technical University, and especially into this hall, the Dr. Afeti Auditorium. I'm happy and most delighted that together with my running mate, Professor Nana Jane Opokwajiman, we improved and expanded access to tertiary education with the conversion of our polytechnics into technical universities. One of the exciting occasions I had the privilege of taking part in here at the Ho Technical University, I remember, was the inauguration of the amateur laboratory in 2016. I feel sad to be told that that laboratory has been abandoned and is non-functional, and nothing technical is going on in these facilities that were built and furnished to be technical learning centers for this university. To you, the lecturers, staff, and students here, I wish to assure you that we will not only ensure that these laboratories are reactivated and put to good use, but we will, as planned, ensure that the staff are trained properly at the amateur laboratories in the United States of America to be able to effectively and efficiently impart the needed knowledge to our students in this university. Ladies and gentlemen, as a nation, we are weakened by multiple vulnerabilities. Some of these are temporary and easy to deal with, but others are systematic. We attained the lower middle income status about a decade ago. Since then, we have been working hard to consolidate this status. We've come a long way, and even if our status as a lower middle income country is not fully consolidated yet, this to us in NDC is but a temporary vulnerability, which in the next couple of years will most certainly disappear because of the economic management and developmental focus of the NDC government under John Dramani Mahama. Ladies and gentlemen, we face a clear risk of being stuck at this level of development because of the poor management and huge non-capital expenditure by this Nana Akufo-Addo administration. Indeed, that is our major vulnerability as a nation. This government has made no real effort to create an economy that generates prosperity. It has made very little investments in production, innovation, and creativity, which are the main drivers of prosperity. It abandoned projects and downplayed the role of infrastructural development. And we have very worrying and disturbing cases of institutional failure. Let me be very clear. Economic growth and macroeconomic stability alone is not enough to avoid being stuck at lower middle income level. In fact, as long as economic growth is based mainly on cheap labor and is driven mainly by the exploitation of natural resources, we won't be able to avoid being stuck at our current level of development. Using the current economic model of the Akufo-Addo administration, we won't grow within the next decade to guarantee sustainable livelihoods and create the needed jobs for the teeming youth of our country. To create sustainable development and prosperity, something we all deserve, we must build a robust social and economic infrastructure, one that supports creativity, innovation, and production of high-valued products and services. We all know that our current government has done and is doing very little in this direction, being content only to showcase its dubious and debatable macroeconomic statistics. And indeed, we are not even sure what statistics to believe, because for the first time in history, we have a government that produces two sets of statistics, one for local consumption and the other for international consumption. The risk of becoming a country trapped at a low prosperity level is unfortunately boosted by the fact that while we're fighting hard to consolidate our lower middle income status, the advanced nations are in the middle of the fourth industrial revolution, transitioning from a post-industrial world to the world of smart technology and from a production-based economy to a knowledge-based one. It is for this reason, my brothers and sisters, that I have proposed the launching of the $10 billion Big Push initiative. The $10 billion Big Push initiative will be an investment in infrastructural development for economic transformation. And this investment will be made over a 5-year period. And it is meant to achieve that critical upgrade in our social and economic infrastructure, which will create a platform for the transformation of our economy in furtherance of our 1 million jobs plan. In a few weeks, I'll lay out the details of the Big Push and the 1 million jobs plan. But ladies and gentlemen, projects under the Big Push will be executed in all cases by Ghanaian registered companies that pay taxes in Ghana. With this 10 billion investment, we will stimulate the economy by sourcing locally available materials and products for the execution of these projects. The intention is that this investment will remain and multiply within our country, instead of being siphoned out by foreign companies. We will continue and complete all critical ongoing road projects. We will dualize our roads, including the Sokode-Aflao Road, Sokode-Ho Road, Sokode-Ho Road, the Aflao-Accra Road, the Accra-Cape Coast Road, the Accra-Kumasi Road, the Eastern Corridor Road. We'll complete the Eastern Corridor Road. And many of the other major arterial roads in this country. We will construct our railways. We will build new hospitals and modern health facilities in all our districts. We will complete all the E-blocks, the 200 community-day secondary schools. We will provide electricity to our people. We will provide clean drinking water to our people, among many other things. This will open up more innovativeness, it will boost entrepreneurship, and create a minimum of 1 million jobs for our youth over the period. These will be jobs not only in the public sector, but also in the private sector. Ladies and gentlemen, we in the NDC acknowledge that every Ghanaian, like you sitting here this afternoon, our professional, drivers, farmers, market women, laborers, and all others, contribute directly or indirectly in the process of development and revenue generation through the taxes that we pay. With that acknowledgement and the expected impact of COVID-19, the fiscal policy of NDC in 2021 will ensure that taxes are fair, equitable, and favorable, and that public expenditure is aligned to the critical felt needs of Ghanaians. Today, many small and medium enterprises are unable to survive because of the harsh economic conditions, the mismanagement of the economy by the NPP administration, and the deliberate collapse of businesses, together with the adverse impact of COVID-19, will force many businesses to lay off most of their workers and at worst fold up. Beginning in 2021 and into the medium term, the NDC government will offer several tax reliefs to the private sector, especially the small and medium enterprises, to enable them recover and get back to their full operating capacities. We will ensure that these firms leverage on these tax reliefs to expand the scope of their production and thereby employ more Ghanaian youth. Within the first 3 months of 2021, by the will of Mauli Shobolisa, by the grace of the Almighty God, I will lay several bills before Parliament that will seek to grant tax reliefs to small and medium enterprises. Ahead of our manifesto launch, let me lay out some of the incentives we'll be giving the business sector aimed at helping them consolidate and also provide more job opportunities. Effective 2021, small businesses will be exempted completely from corporate income tax. And that means all our small corner businesses, shops and others will be exempted from paying corporate income tax. Corporate income tax for medium-sized companies will be reduced from the current 25% to 15%. Newly established medium-sized companies that employ up to 20 staff will be completely exempt from payment of corporate income tax for 1 year. That 1 year will give them a breather to be able to consolidate the business before they start to pay tax. Newly established medium enterprises that employ more than 20 people will be exempted completely from the payment of corporate income taxes for 2 years to give them sufficient time to consolidate the business. We will exempt commercial vehicles, industrial and agricultural machinery from import duties. The government from 2021 will exempt vehicles and all other equipment imported into the country for commercial, industry and agricultural purposes from payment of import duties. We will work towards the attainment of a minimum of 30% of all appointments going to women. We will increase the length of maternity leave from 3 months to 4 months. And this only makes sense because we all know that it's at 4 months that we begin to give children supplementary feeding. And so it doesn't make sense to have a mother go back to work when she's entering the month when she has to start giving the child supplementary feeding and weaning them. We will aggressively tackle and reduce maternal mortality by half from the current 319 per 100,000 live births. We will ensure female socio-economic empowerment by enacting the Spousal Rights Law, establish exclusive and secured shelters for abused women and children, and provide opportunities for women to realize their full potential. We'll introduce and implement a free primary health care plan, and I'll outline that plan when we present our manifesto. We'll pay within 1 year all people who have their funds locked up with the collapsed financial institutions. We'll establish a financial services authority that will be responsible for ensuring that consumer financial markets work for consumers, providers, and the economy as a whole. The Financial Services Authority will oversee all financial products and services that are offered to consumers and will effectively and efficiently prevent and stop the challenges that we have confronted with companies like DKM and Men's Gold. We'll restore Ghanaian indigenous investment in the banking and financial sector through a tiered banking structure in order to restore viable credit sources for Ghanaian SMEs. We'll send back to site all contractors with valid contracts who have been sitting at home for the last 4 years without being paid for legitimate work done for government. We'll make immediate arrangements to pay all contractors their hard-earned monies deliberately withheld by the Nana Akufo-Addo administration due to political victimization. We'll reinforce the independence of state institutions such as the Electoral Commission, the Auditor General's Department, IOCO, and the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice. Single source procurement, sole sourcing, will be an exception rather than the rule. In pursuance of social justice, I will vigorously push through a constitutional review that creates a fairer and just emolument system and removes the distortions between Article 71 office holders and other public sector employees. We will launch the Operation Sting and will be ruthless against all corrupt political appointees and public servants. We will not be selective in justice, and I'm not going to be a clearing agent for my ministers when they are involved themselves in corruption. It will be a requirement for all who serve in my government to not only declare their assets, but to have those assets declarations published and audited by the Auditor General. I will drastically reduce the size of government. And I will pay assembly members to perform the function of collecting accurate birth and death statistics. This will give more meaning to our birth certificates. Right now, some people don't recognize the value of our birth certificates. And so if we involve at the grassroots level our assembly members to correct accurate information on those who have been born or those who have died within their electoral areas, and we upload that digitally, it will make our birth certificates more valuable. Ladies and gentlemen, these are a few tidbits of what we have for you come 2021. It is going to be a season of hope. A lot of Ghanaians feel discouraged and despair. They are in despair because they believe that our democratic process has not worked for them. In 1992, we began the democratic journey based on the 1992 Constitution. We have since held 7 elections. Governments have come, governments have gone. And our people believe that the democratic system is not rewarding them adequately for the efforts that they put in. I tell you, don't despair. Hope is on the horizon. And the new NDC administration is going to energize the economic acceleration of this country so that we can create jobs for our young people, and so that our investment will be in production rather than consumption. It is only in that way that we can build a country that works for all of us. It is only in that way that we can create the opportunities for all in our country and not a select few. Because this country belongs to all of us and not a few people. All of us are citizens of this country, and we must enjoy the opportunities that this country has to offer. I assure you that I'll be the president for all Ghanaians, not some Ghanaians, not my family, not my friends. I'll be the president for all Ghanaians, and I shall do justice by all manner of people. I thank you very much, and may God richly bless you. Before I resume my seat, I'd like to introduce our parliamentary candidate for the whole central constituency and to beseech you to vote for him in the parliamentary elections. As you are aware, we have presidential and parliamentary elections. And so when you vote for John Dramani Mahama in the presidential election, you must also vote for Honorable Benjamin Kodo in the parliamentary election. Thank you very much. Maunairami, Akwenami.
Hello. Hello.